Hello, my name is Ken Milbery, Director of Technical Services with Lunada Bay Tile. Today we're going to be doing a short video on grouting, cleaning, and post-cure polishing. With any grout job, it always starts with proper cleaning and preparation. And what that includes is cleaning out any excess thinset that's in the joints and removing it before you start grouting. Once everything is cleaned and ready to go and wiped, then we're going to start our grouting process. Please start with ample amounts of grout. And use a regular soft grout float to spread normal, standard sanded grout across the glass. Now, for some applications, we may allow you to use an epoxy grout, but for most applications, for our glass, we actually like you to use a regular standard sanded grout. When grouting, it is best to try to run diagonal to the tile and not vertical with any of the joints. By running vertical with the joints, you're going to remove a lot of the grout, but by running at a 45, you actually leave the grout into the grout joints. Again, I'm working on a very small space right now, so it's a little more detailed on the edges. And on the edges, you are going to have to run a straight line, but for most part, you're going to want to run a pass vertically, trying to clean off as much grout as possible, which will make cleaning a lot easier. Also, at this time, it's best to go back and look to see if you've missed any spots. Catch it now. It's a lot easier to catch it early than it is later. We'll be back in about 20 minutes to start the cleaning process. So as with grouting in any grouting job, patience is highly recommended. The longer you let it set, the easier it's going to be for your initial cleaning. I don't say wait too long, but we want to make sure the grout is set. Once the grout is set, we want to make sure we have a clean sponge and a clean bucket. Most important thing is to have clean water in your bucket. You don't want to be dragging around the residue. Same as with the grout float, when we went at diagonals, with the sponge, we want to do the same thing. So we want to do a diagonal pass, do the sponge, one pass, one side, one pass, one side. Now this is just our initial cleaning. We are going to come back and we're going to hit it again. But after this, we don't want to work it too much. We want to be very patient and hit this just a little bit at a time. So you notice every time I go to the board and I come up, I'm going back to the bucket and cleaning my sponge. I'm only using one side of the sponge at a time. Now I'm going to do a little tiny bit of detailing. The key is in detailing your tile. Somebody once told me that grouting your work is like a signature on your painting. You're creating artwork when you're working for your clients, and taking time and paying attention and working with detail is a key attribute in grouting. We're going to be back in a little bit to do another cleaning. So when grouting tile, as you make continual passes over the tile, you're going to want less and less water in the sponge. So you're going to rinse it out more for each continual pass, coming with very little water when you get towards the end. I like to use the least amount of water possible, because that just it won't drag around as much residue. So I'm continually wringing out my sponge almost completely when I get to these final phases of my initial cleaning. So after this cleaning, we are actually going to come back about 24 hours later. When I say about, it's an approximate. So if you grouted this time, at 3, come back sometime tomorrow after 3. Meaning if you grout in the afternoon, 24 hours is not coming back in the morning. So we're going to do our post-cure cleaning after 24 hours minimum. So the most important part in the grouting process, in my opinion, is what we call the post-grout cure polish. And it's probably the most overstepped part of the grouting phase. Most people actually, when they throw the sponge back in the bucket, don't come back and really detail out the tile. But this is the most important part, because this is where you're going to clean out those fissures, folds that are found in our artistic handmade glass tile. This is where you're going to actually do the detailing of those pieces, and it's very important. These are considered wrinkles, where they almost look like it's a wrinkled texture on skin or anything else. Folds are where the glass is actually folding over each other. Fissures are trapped air bubbles that are in the mold, and then they get pushed out to each side. So all of these are natural characteristics of our glass and can be expected when you purchase Lunada Bay Tile. I'm going to go through and start with the first phase. First phase is taking a white scrub pad, not a green, not a red, but just a white scrub pad, and going over the entire installation. And this will loosen up any grout that's been left on the surface, loosen up any residue, and it's actually polishing the glass as we pass. Once that's done, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for fissures and folds, or any type of grout that's caught in the middle of the tile. I'm going to use a razor blade to go in here and detail that out. Once I detail it, I'm going to go back over it. Once I get the majority of the grout, I'm going to look at almost every tile on this entire board to make sure that we've got the majority of the grout out of these. Now I just use a razor blade. You can use a hook or a dental pick to do it. Actually, a lot of people that have watched my other videos know that I love dental picks, and anybody that's seen a live training, you'll actually see me use a dental pick for a lot of my installation. But a razor blade works just fine. I'm going to go row by row, work my way down. And if there's a particularly tough area, like the area I'm working in right now, it doesn't hurt to take a white scrub pad with a little bit of water and hit that area. Once you've done that, take a microfiber, clean it off. Now, a lot of people probably say you're spending a lot of time on this, but the answer is yes, I am, because this is the signature on my work. I want this to turn out beautiful for the homeowner, for the project in general. Thank you for watching another Lunada Bay tutorial video.